Hi everyone, welcome into today's video. My name is Kale, and today I am watching Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi for the very first time. I am really sad that we're almost done with the Star Wars movies. If you have not yet seen previous reactions, go click the playlist here in the corner and go get caught up on the other movies. Before I press play on this movie today, I just want to touch on the hatred that surrounds these next two movies. If you are someone that really dislikes these movies and isn't going to say anything nice at all in the comments, like you're just going to be actually hateful, you're going to bully people, you're going to bully me, you're going to bully other commenters, you're going to insult the movie makers, you're going to insult the actors. If you're just going to be hateful, I invite you to exit this video right now. Like, straight up, don't watch it. Do not be here. It is not okay to insult someone's intelligence level or personality just because they enjoy a piece of entertainment media. Remember, this whole franchise was created for entertainment purposes. Nobody was forced to take part in it. Nobody's forced to watch these movies. If people like them, that's fine. Don't yuck people's yums. Like, we're all here on Earth for such a short time. It takes so much energy to be hateful towards somebody just because they happen to like a particular 2.5-hour movie. And with that, I'll say that if you still choose to be hateful and a bully in my comments anyway, just expect the same energy to get returned to you, either by myself or by other people in the comments. If you leave a comment on this video, it is public. People will see it and you can get your own shit thrown right back at you. So just letting you know. All right, if you're still here and still watching this, that means that you either enjoy this movie and are excited to hear what I say, or you don't like this movie but are still excited to see what I say about it, and you're gonna be respectful in my comment section. So thank you for being here. It's time to press play. Long time ago in a galaxy far away, the Republic is decimated now? What?
This is where we snuff out the Resistance once and for all.
Happy Beats here, buddy. Come on.
Just for the record, Commander Dameron, I'm with the droid on this one.
Thank you for your support, General.
This is Commander Poe Dameron of the Republic Fleet. I have an urgent communique for General Huggs.
General Huggs.
The Republic is no more. There will be no surrender.
Hi, I'm holding for General Huggs. Okay, I'll hold.
I believe he's tooling with you, sir.
Open fire!
BB-8, punch it!
He's going for the dreadnought.
Fire on the base!
Can I get your squad back here so we can get out of this place?
No, General, we can do this! We have a chance to take out a dreadnought!
Disengage now, Commander. That is an order. Wipe that nervous expression off your face, 3PO.
Well, I was certainly trying to.
Woo! So once again, I didn't look up the cast. I didn't look up anything about this movie. I don't like doing that because it's so easy to get spoiled that way. So I am unaware of how many years after the last movie we are.
Gunners, look alive. We're almost there.
I like Tally.
Bombardiers, begin your drop sequence.
Oh no.
Destroy that last bomber! You're the only bomber left. It's all down to you! Drop the payload now!
Oh no. Damn. Curious about the significance of that necklace.
Dreadnought down!
Leia is like, whoo, thank gosh. She looks beautiful in here. I love her hair too.
General, Supreme Leader Snoke is making contact from his ship.
It's General Huggs.
Supreme Leader.
My disappointment in your performance cannot be overstated.
Hey, Finn.
Thin, naked, leaking bag? What? You must have 1,000 questions.
Where's Rey?
That's the only question he has. It's the only one he cares about. Oh, okay. So this movie's happening immediately after the last movie. Well, at least it appears that way with the whole Finn thing. This scene now. Rey is so confused.
Master Skywalker, I'm from the Resistance.
Your sister Leia sent me. We need your help.
Aww. Legit thought that that creature was gonna end up triggering it and kill the other one. Oh, what's in the ocean?
Go away!
Chewie, what are you doing here? How did you find me?
Long story we'll tell you on the Falcon.
Where's Han?
Yeah, about Han. We got a lot of catching up to do, Luke.
Tied on a string indeed, General Hux. Well,
Ooh, I like this room.
resistance will soon be in our grasp.
This room design is A++. I much prefer him in person.
The mighty Kylo Ren.
Mighty.
The potential of your bloodline. A new Vader. I was mistaken. Take that ridiculous thing off.
Snoke's not very happy.
You have too much of your father's heart in you. Bested by a girl who had never held a lightsaber.
That's a good point. Woo! Snoke doesn't put up with any shit, and he speaks his mind. Okay, my feelings about Snoke have improved since the last movie. It's much better seeing him in the flesh. Did you just wreck your helmet, sir?
There's no light left in Kylo Ren. We need your help. We need the Jedi Order back. We need Luke Skywalker.
You don't need Luke Skywalker. You think that I came to the most unfindable place in the galaxy for no reason at all?
Luke's like, just let me live my nomad life. I wonder where this was filmed. Luke's taking care of himself pretty well, I'll say.
Who are you?
I know this place.
The original Jedi texts.
Ooh.
Just like me, they're the last of the Jedi religion. What's special about you? Where are you from?
Nowhere.
No one's from nowhere.
Jakku.
All right, that is pretty much nowhere.
Something inside me has always been there, but now it's awake. I don't know what it is, and I need help.
You need a teacher. I can't teach you.
No.
I've seen your daily routine. You're not busy.
I will never train another.
He's living in solitude.
I came to this island to die.
That's so sad, though.
Time for the Jedi to end.
You're demoted.
We took down a dreadnought.
At what cost? There are things that you cannot solve by jumping in an X-Wing and blowing something up.
There were heroes on that mission.
Dead heroes, no leaders.
How's Ray gonna find us now?
A cloaked binary beacon.
To light her way home.
Aw.
We need to find a new base.
One with enough power to get a distress signal to our allies.
They found us.
That's impossible.
Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wait, they've tracked us through light speed.
Permission to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up?
Permission granted.
I love Tally. Oh my god. Okay, goodbye, Tally. He's not gonna do it. Or is he? Maybe he is. No, okay. I could have gone either way and I had no idea what way it was going. Oh. Okay, never mind. Still happened. But it wasn't him. Also, rest in peace, Leia. And the complexity with Kylo Ren continues. A couple commenters had told me that Carrie Fisher passed away during the filming of this, so I was not surprised to see that she is gone. Rest in peace, Leia. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. You absolute queen. Maybe not. Poor Rey having to sleep outside. Oh, I love this. Oh, heck. That's from Solo. R2? Oh.
R2? R2? Hey, Sacred Island, watch the language. Nothing can make me change my mind.
Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars.
Throwback.
My father's request
That was a cheap move.
You're my only hope.
Aw.
Tomorrow, at dawn, 3 lessons. I will teach you the ways of the Jedi and why they need to end.
Just need that little droid touch. The little droid convincing. See, you can't say no to a droid.
Leia is unconscious, but recovering. All our leadership, they're gone. Leia was the sole survivor on Brit.
Akbar.
The chain of command is clear as to who should take her place. Vice Admiral Holdo.
Yep, I don't know if you're quite ready to like lead the whole resistance, but nice try.
This resistance must survive.
Has she been in a Star Wars movie before, or am I just recognizing her from somewhere else?
What's our plan? I just want to know what's going on.
I've dealt with plenty of trigger-happy flyboys like you. You're impulsive, dangerous, and the last thing we need right now. So stick to your post and follow my orders.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen her in any Star Wars movie before. Are you gonna go find Rey?
What are you doing here? I'm Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Breathe. Look, I'm not a resistance hero, but it was nice talking to you, Rose.
But you are a hero. Just this morning, I've had to stun 3 people trying to jump ship in this escape pod.
What?
Rose ain't putting up with anyone leaving. Doesn't matter who you are.
I'm taking you to the brig and turning you in for desertion. My sister just died, protecting the fleet. And you were running away.
Gotta get this beacon far away from here. Then she'll find me and be safe.
We can jump to light speed.
Well, they can track us through light speed.
Active tracking. So they're
Only
tracking us from the lead ship. But who knows where the rig room is on a Star Destroyer?
The guy that used to mop it.
Sanitation fin.
Oh, we gotta do this. It'll save the fleet and it'll save Rey.
Admiral Holdo will never agree to this plan.
You're right, 3PO.
Mm-hmm.
It's a need-to-know plan, and she doesn't.
Okay.
We can't get through their security shields undetected.
He's a master codebreaker, an ace pilot, a poet with a blaster. You'll find him with a red plum bloom on his lapel in the casino on Canto Bight.
The flipping between these two is interesting. What?
You'll bring Luke Skywalker to me. You're not doing this. The effort would kill you. Can you see my surroundings?
You're gonna pay for what you did.
I can't
This is
see yours.
neat.
This is something else.
What's that about?
How long before she tells him what's going on?
What do you know about the Force?
It's a power that Jedi have that lets them control people and make things float.
Every word in that sentence was wrong.
Oh, this is very high.
It's not about lifting rocks. It's the energy between all things, the tension, balance that binds the universe together. Close your eyes. Reach out.
I feel something.
You feel it?
Yes, I feel it.
That's the Force.
Really?
Wow, it must be really strong
Oh,
with
I've
you.
never felt any... Ow! You meant reach out like...
Just breathe. Reach out with your feelings.
Life, death, and decay that feeds new life. Peace, violence,
And between it all,
balance, a force.
and inside you,
Inside me, that same force.
to say that if the Jedi die, the light dies is vanity. Can you feel that?
There's something else.
It's calling me.
Resistant Rey.
That place was trying to show me something.
And you didn't even try to stop yourself.
But I didn't see you. You've closed yourself off from the Force.
I've seen this raw strength only once before, in Ben Solo. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
Well, that would explain why her and Kylo can communicate through the Force the way that they just did.
Fleet's only got 18 hours of fuel left. We gotta hurry.
If you get through, check their status. And ask about Finn.
They're so cute. They're like little pets. Oh dear. Another conversation.
Why is the Force connecting us?
Murderous snake! You lost. I found Skywalker.
Did he tell you what happened? The night I destroyed his temple. Did he tell you why?
I know everything I need to know about you.
You do? You have that look in your eyes. And you called me a monster.
You are a monster.
Yes, I am.
Don't know how I feel yet about these conversations.
It's a terrible place filled with the worst people in the galaxy.
Great.
Oh, this place is neat. Oh, I love this place. This looks so cool. Fancy. This is a fancy, fancy casino. You're underdressed, Finn. Oh, I love all these different creatures. Not what that's for. Oh, is this a racetrack? This is like a rodeo.
And who do you think these people are? There's only one business in the galaxy that'll get you this rich. Selling weapons to the First Order.
I love that you can hear all the coins rolling around inside of him. Oh, there we go.
The
There
Master
we go.
Codebreaker.
Yep, those are the shuttle parkers.
Oh no. What was that?
Not now, lovey. On the road.
I love her staff twirling. Is Luke gonna be impressed? I love this shot. I love this shot. Oh no.
Lesson 2. Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure. At the height of their powers, they allowed Darth Sidious to rise, create the Empire, and wipe them out. It was a Jedi Master who was responsible for the training and creation of Darth Vader.
Yes, the most hated man in the galaxy, but you saw there was conflict inside him. You believed that he wasn't gone, that he could be turned.
For many years, there was balance. And then I saw Ben. And in my hubris, I thought I could train him. I could pass on my strengths. Han was Han about it, but Leia trusted me with her son.
Of course she would trust you.
By the time I realized I was no match for the darkness rising in him, it was too late. I went to confront him, and he turned on me. He must have thought I was dead. The temple was burning. He had vanished with a handful of my students and slaughtered the rest. Leia blamed Snoke, but it was me.
You can't blame yourself.
Because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master.
Can't blame yourself. Obi-Wan didn't blame himself. Well, never mind. Obi-Wan did say that he failed, yes. Yeah, Obi-Wan said to Anakin, I failed you.
And you didn't fail Kylo. Kylo failed you.
So Luke saying, I failed Kylo, my first reaction was, no you didn't, but then I would have had to say the same with Obi-Wan.
Fuel reserves at 6 hours. Maintain our current course.
Unless you got a thief in your pocket, our plan is shot.
I can direct.
Hello?
Me and the First Order codage go way back.
This guy is interesting. Watch him open the store right now. So if he could have done that the entire time, why did he wait till now? Oh my god. Love BB-8, still my favorite character out of everyone. Oh my goodness. They're like Star Wars horses. I love horses so much. If they weren't so hella expensive, I would have one. Hi.
We're with the Resistance.
Oh, I love him. I'm worried that they're gonna shoot them. God, this place though is so cool. You guys all know that Coruscant is like my favorite Star Wars location. Still is, but this place is definitely my second favorite place in the whole universe.
I think we lost him.
He's so cute. Oh, now they're all free. I'm so happy. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, hey. Trust him. You have to at this point. It's your only option. Oh, is he gonna try and reach out to Leia?
Why did you hate your father? Do you have something, a cowl or something you can put on?
Why did you kill him? I don't understand.
Your parents threw you away like garbage.
They didn't.
They did, but you can't stop needing them.
Aww.
It's your greatest weakness. Looking for them everywhere. In Han Solo, now in Skywalker.
Poor Rey.
Did he tell you what happened that night?
Yes.
No. He had sensed my power. As he senses yours.
Whew, he looks scary. Liar indeed. These conversations get more and more interesting between them. It's kind of showing us a side of Kyla that, I don't know, it's interesting. Don't go in the hole, Ray. But her curiosity is getting the best of her. Wait. Oh, that's just her. Okay. I was about to be like, was that her parents? I only saw two at first. That's trippy.
I should have felt trapped or panicked, but I didn't. This didn't go on forever. I knew it was leading somewhere. That at the end it would show me what I came to see. Let me see them. My parents. Please, please.
I'm like so freaked out right now. Yeah, I had a feeling it was just gonna be her.
I'd never felt so alone.
You're not alone.
Neither are you. It isn't too late.
Weird.
Did you try to murder him?
Leave this island now!
Stop! Did you create Kylo Ren?
Easy.
Tell me the truth.
I saw darkness. I'd sensed it building in him, but then I looked inside, and it was beyond what I ever imagined. Snoke had already turned his heart. He would bring destruction and pain and death at the end of everything I love because of what he will become. And for the briefest moment of pure instinct, I thought I could stop it. It passed like a fleeting shadow, and I was left with shame and with consequence. And the last thing I saw were the eyes of a frightened boy whose master had failed him.
You failed him by thinking his choice was made. It wasn't.
This is not going to go the way you think.
I saw his future. Ben Solo will turn.
Don't do this.
Take it, Luke, take it.
Then he's our last hope.
Man, Luke let like one decision completely just affect the rest of his life. Hi, Yoda.
Young Skywalker. I'm ending all of this.
I love how Yoda's just standing there like smiling. You're not gonna do it, Luke. How can you? Okay, never mind.
Wisdom they held, but that library contained nothing that the girl Rey does not already possess. Lost Ben Solo, you did. Lose Rey, we must not.
I can't be what she needs me to be.
Pass on what you have learned. The greatest teacher, failure is.
He's right. Yoda's right. It is.
We are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters.
Yeah, about that.
Don't tell us you lied.
I can do it.
But
there exists a pre-do-it conversation about price.
Okay, you fuck.
Is that Haitian smelt?
Oh no. That was you and your sister's necklace that you shared.
You got it.
She's gonna give it over? All right, let's hope that was worth it. Don't know how I feel about this guy.
Cut it, lady. We had a fleet, now we're down to one ship and you've told us nothing. Tell us that we have a plan. Are you fueling up the transports? We're abandoning ship. Coward! You are not just a coward, you are a traitor.
Get this man off my wrist.
I agree with Poe. I agree with Poe. At first I was kind of upset that he was challenging her, but I agree with him now. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting.
They are trying to save us. This is our best chance for escape. You have to give Finn and Rose all the time that you can. Vice Admiral Holdo, I am relieving you of your command for the survival of this ship, its crew, and the Resistance.
Gosh, the Resistance feels so disorganized.
I feel the conflict in you. When we touched hands, I saw your future. You will not bow before Snoke.
Because of what I saw, I know when the moment comes, you'll be the one to turn. You'll stand with me. I saw who your parents are.
God, I love this room.
Young Rey.
I love Snoke's voice.
AC and smelt. Best conductor.
Oh. Okay, I love that.
Commander, Captain Dameron, Admiral Holdo was looking for you.
Yeah, we spoke.
C-3PO is so good at just following orders. I love him.
Seal that door!
You can't fight amongst yourselves. Go run into the room. Phasma.
So good to have you back.
They didn't make it.
That one's a troublemaker. I like him.
Me too. Time to board your transport.
You just both just say you like him, but then you do that?
Someone needs to stay behind and pilot the cruiser. Can't be forced to be.
No. Yeah, you can try and make us like Holdo. I'm not gonna like Holdo. Ooh. Snoke's not playing around.
Underestimate Skywalker and Ben Solo and me. It will be your downfall.
Have you seen something? Young fool. It was I who bridged your minds.
Okay, I'm liking Snoke a lot more now compared to the last movie. Damn.
What is that?
The mineral planet Crate. An uncharted hideout from the days of the rebellion.
Holdo knew the First Order was tracking our big ship. They're not monitoring for little transports. She was more interested in protecting the light than she was seeming like a hero.
I feel like that part of the story is definitely the weak point so far. I'm way more interested in the Luke, Rey, Kylo, Snoke part of this movie.
Your ship and payment, as we agreed.
You lying snake!
I cut a deal.
Cut a deal with what?
So we checked on the information from the thief. We ran a decloaking scan, and sure enough, 30 resistance transports have just launched from the cruiser.
Admiral, we're taking fire! Do we turn around?
No, you're too far out. Full speed to planet fall. Full speed.
I did not expect Skywalker to be so wise. The entire resistance on those transports. Soon they will all be gone.
I was just about to say, his force abilities to be able to just like fling her through the air are very strong.
You must die, my worthy apprentice.
He's not gonna kill her. How does this play out?
I know what I have to do.
You think you can turn him? Pathetic child. I see him turning the lightsaber to strike true. Kills his true enemy.
The flop of his upper body. Jesus. Okay, I won't lie. The coolest room in Star Wars universe, and those two fighting with those red people, it looked cool. I liked that. Okay, this weapon is sick though. I love the designs of these people and their weapons. It's something new and it's fun. God, these weapons are so sick though. Hell yeah, let's go, Rey. Okay, well now what? Just let him soak in first what has happened before you start, like, you know.
It's time to let old things die. I want you to join me.
For what?
We can rule together and bring a new order to the galaxy.
Don't do this, Ben.
Do you want to know the truth about your parents? Or have you always known? You know the truth.
They were nobody.
They're filthy junk traders who sold you off for drinking money. You come from nothing. You're nothing. But not to me.
Don't forget about Finn and Poe.
The Resistance cruiser is preparing to jump to light speed. They're just trying to pull our attention away.
Nice try.
Let's make this hurt.
So I didn't know in the last movie that that was Gwendolyn Christie, aka Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones. And that just made me love Phasma even more because I love Gwendolyn Christie. She's so good. Is this decision gonna make me think better of her? Yo. Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay, the visuals of that was awesome. I'm glad Holdo's gone. Okay, how are you guys gonna get out of here? It is time to go in whatever way you can. Let's go. Okay. I really wish we had like more screen time and time in general with Phasma. BB-8. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this.
You're a bug in the system.
Hey.
Oh, we get to see a little bit of her. She's got beautiful eyes. Goodbye, Phasma. It was awesome having you in this movie and the first one. Wait.
The girl murdered Snoke.
Where did Rey go?
She took Snoke's escape craft.
Get all our forces down to that resistance base. Let's finish this.
Who do you think you're talking to?
We have no ruler!
The Supreme Leader is dead.
That means the apprentice takes his place. Do you not know how this works, Hux?
Shut the door.
Oh my god, I love these winter creatures, these icy creatures. You couldn't have closed the doors like an hour ago? Oh, unless this is our friends. Right, yeah, okay. They definitely needed to leave the door open.
Where's my droid? I'm so glad to see you!
My favorite part of these movies has been their reunions. Oh wow, dusting off all the old equipment. I kind of love this.
A battering ram cannon. It'll crack that door open like an egg.
Oh, sick.
This is the only way in, or out.
We gotta take out that cannon.
Salt.
Where did all these people come from?
All right, listen up. I don't like these rust buckets, and I don't like our odds.
Okay, love this shot. I love it. I do like the effect of this like red salt. It adds unique visuals to this whole battle. Aww. This looks really cool. Whoa, look at this.
Cannon's opening. This is our chance. Pull her up. What? The cannon is charged. It's a suicide run.
How is your tiny, dinky little ship gonna do anything? It's not. He's...
Why would you do that? Huh? I was almost there.
I'm so sorry. That was a Titanic line. Rose, why would you do that, huh? That line caught me so off guard. This did not happen at all like I was expecting in any way, shape, or form. Surprise!
I'm sorry.
I know.
I like this reunion a lot. Oh.
Master Luke.
Okay, that cannon did a really shitty job of destroying the door. The music's very good.
I want every gun we have to fire on that man.
That's enough!
So excessive. I had a feeling he wasn't gonna die. Okay, I love that.
Did you come back to say you forgive me? To save my soul?
No.
He's doing this for a reason. He's stalling so we can escape.
They will lead the way.
I see them.
Oh, I don't like those eyes. Rey can just like force the rocks out of the way.
Lifting rocks.
Why is Luke not blocking with his lightsaber?
And when I kill you, I will have killed the last Jedi.
Every word of what you just said was wrong. The rebellion is reborn today, and I will not be the last Jedi.
I like this shot a lot. Friends reunited.
Strike me down in anger, and I'll always be with you.
It's a good point.
Just like your father.
Wait. Oh, right. I forgot that he killed Han. Somehow that completely had left from my... Is this all just in his head? Oh! No hecking way. So Poe was right that he was just doing that so that they could get away. I did not have faith in this part of the story at all. Like, I really wasn't liking how it was going. This, I'm fine with that. I love this. I love this shot. I love that shot. Excuse me? They're gone, friends. They are gone. Wait, why didn't Leia take that? Some of these things disappearing truly confuses me. No, we get the hug.
Looks good.
We should have had it in the last movie, but I'm happy with that.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Poe.
Oh,
Rey.
Poe, Rey, Finn, Poe, a deer, a female deer, Rey, a drop of golden sun.
Luke is gone. But it wasn't sadness or pain, it was peace and purpose.
I felt it too.
How do we build a rebellion from this?
Have hope, Rey. Have hope.
We have everything we need.
So Luke is gone.
Luke Skywalker.
Aww.
She died.
Bum ba da bum bum. All right, well, I definitely have thoughts. So if you're interested in hearing them, keep on watching. All right, it is time to talk about this movie, and this very well may be the longest thoughts and review section on any of my videos so far. Before I dive into specifics, I'm going to start with the criticisms and the flaws that I have about this film. I'm going to get all those out of the way, and then I'm going to talk about what I liked about the movie. Overall, I definitely didn't hate this movie. I wouldn't even really say that I super disliked it, but I definitely didn't love it. So I think I would rate this movie like a solid 2.5 out of 5 stars. Maybe with future rewatches that will be either adjusted upwards or adjusted downwards, but this is just how I feel after this first watch. I think this movie had so much potential that just didn't happen. All right, so the first thing I have to say about this movie is that it was an hour longer than it needed to be, like truly. I think that the way that it was written, everything could have been accomplished in like the shortest running time to date out of all the Star Wars movies. Instead, we ended up getting the longest running time so far. And I think that a lot of scenes just really dragged on and were really slow feeling, but then the best scenes were really short, and I am not super thrilled with that. Perhaps with future rewatches, I can appreciate the slower scenes a little bit more, but coming out of this first watch, it just felt very underwhelming to me. All right, with all of these criticisms and flaws that I have, I'm kind of gonna jump all over the map chronologically, but with that, the first thing I want to say right away is the opening crawling text. The first thing that I read was the First Order reigns. scenes. And that immediately confused me because in the last movie, we literally sat here and witnessed the Starkiller base completely get destroyed. And my brain was like, huh, the only 3 people that are surviving this are Snoke, Hux, and Kylo. And what the heck is going to happen in this movie? So reading that, my immediate thought was, how many years have passed between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi? And then the scene with Rey and Luke and her like handing him the lightsaber, which was a very big visual tell of like, this is continuing immediately after the movie we just watched. And that just confused me even more. And I was like, wait, what? Like how does the First Order, how are they reigning? And I would love to know where all those people came from, because if their base was destroyed completely, where did the other people come from to make up the First Order and all of their destroyers? Anyway, I mentioned this during the movie, but I was much more interested in the Rey, Kylo, Snoke, and Luke stuff. And that's all I cared about, truly. How Finn was written and what Finn did in this movie did not impress me any more than his character did in The Force Awakens. I am sorry to say that I still feel very underwhelmed and meh about Finn as a character. The introduction of Rose also left me feeling meh. There wasn't anything particularly like gripping about those two. They just don't really have character arcs at all, especially now with Finn having him in 2 movies. Like, I don't know, there wasn't anything about Finn that captivated me at all. And if I'm comparing the 2 movies, I definitely preferred him in The Force Awakens over this one. I just really prefer the dynamic with him and Rey a lot more than him and Rose. And speaking of him and Rose, I don't really care that they were kind of written to end up liking each other in a romantic way. The whole scene at the end with the cannon and Finn basically deciding to commit suicide by driving into or flying into the cannon, and then Rose like saving him and knocking him out of the path. Like, I feel like that whole thing just could have been gone, especially once we saw that the cannon didn't really do as much damage to the door that I was expecting. I was expecting the cannon to completely obliterate that door. Instead, it just left like a really small hole, small relative to the size of the door. And I also don't know if Finn was the right choice to have been flying towards the cannon anyway. I feel like that maybe should have been Poe. It would have made more sense for it to be Poe based on Poe's actions earlier in the movie and what he did. And also too, that freaking like Titanic line, like verbatim, just, I mean, you guys saw my reaction in the moment, but that was so ridiculously corny and it was unnecessary in my opinion. But yeah, Finn and Rose, like their ultimate mission and their task failed, which I'll give it that. Like, I don't think that every task should be successful. I think it was okay that they failed at their task to go get that master code breaker guy. Although I do have criticisms about that. I was really excited for this master code breaker character, especially that we got a glimpse of him. We got to see what he looked like. We got to hear what he sounded like. I was really excited for that. Instead, we get this DJ guy who was trapped in a cell that he could have easily let himself out of, because he did that when those 2 arrived. And I didn't feel like his character was anything special. And at the end of the day, he prioritized himself and himself only, which that's fine. That part is okay. But yeah, it just felt really out of place. The dynamic between Poe and Holdo was weird and aggressive for like no reason. And I think that their exchanges and interactions were written in such a way that the movie very obviously wanted you to side with Holdo with it all. But I don't know, having like no harm to the actress at all, because I did look it up. I've completely realized, I didn't realize in the moment during the movie, but yes, she's from Jurassic Park. The actress is fantastic. And I think that her playing Holdo, she did a great job with what she had. Holdo as a character, I wasn't super pleased with. Yeah, their interactions were weird. Poe wasn't perfect either. Like, even though I said that I would side with him, like, he wasn't a great person either. He really wasn't a great person. And yeah, it was weird, guys. It was weird. I feel like Poe went really wild in this movie with certain decisions, and there were consequences for the Resistance overall, but there was no consequences for him and his character. And that just felt, again, very out of place and very strange. Taking all these things together with Poe and Holdo and Finn and Rose and like everything that happened, I couldn't help but feel the whole time like the Resistance was just mega disorganized, and it was just really underwhelming, and it just kind of felt like things were falling apart. And maybe that's the point. Like, maybe after more rewatches and just paying more attention, maybe that's the point. Maybe the Resistance is supposed to fall apart a little bit and people kind of losing their way and challenging what the Resistance is all about. Comparing the Resistance resistance in this movie to even The Force Awakens, but especially comparing it to Rogue One's Rebel Alliance, to the Rebel Alliance in all the other movies. It just feels so messy. It felt like we just had a ton of smaller characters all trying to be the best and all trying to just lead the way and all trying to make the final call and decision. And yeah, that's what led to the disorganized feeling for me. I also didn't enjoy the inconsistencies in the scale of the group. I feel like at one moment the resistance had like 30 people, and then the next moment we had like 100 people show up out of nowhere, and then it went back to being 20 people, and it just felt like the scale of the group just was very inconsistent and very, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a very big group, especially considering the victory they had in the previous movie that was supposedly taken over by the First Order that was blown up. Anyway, that part is still messing with me. The First Order also continues to underwhelm me, and it's really disappointing because freaking Hux has so much potential and it's wasted. It was wasted in the first movie. It was wasted in this movie. Domhnall Gleeson is amazing as Hux, and I wish that we just had a much better written character. My favorite scene is still the Nazism speech from the Force Awakens. I don't think anything in this movie about Hux made me feel like that scene made me feel, and it's really, really disappointing and underwhelming. And I also think the First Order suffers from the same scale inconsistencies that I just spoke about with the Resistance. I think that the First Order, I mean, we have the glaring inconsistency between what happened at the end of The Force Awakens compared to how this movie starts off. All of a sudden there's all these people. But yeah, it's strange. I really, 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 really wish we had more screen time with Phasma. I didn't realize that it was Gwendoline Christie in the last movie, and I found that out from someone's comment on my reaction video and then looked it up to confirm. I love Gwendoline Christie. I thought she slayed in Game of Thrones, and once I realized it was her, I was really excited for Phasma in this movie, and we got like 2 minutes with her, and we had like one fight that lasted, I don't know, 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but other than that, like, we didn't have anything. And don't get me wrong, like, I enjoyed those scenes with Phasma. I just craved more. I craved way more. I'm upset that such an interesting character was made in Phasma, and we had an incredible actress playing her, and nothing happened of that. She just ended up dying and didn't really do a whole lot. So I have a lot of good things to say about Mark's acting, but let's talk about Luke as like Luke, the character. I feel like what happened between him and Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, I feel like that wasn't impactful enough to result in Luke being how he was in this movie. Going into seclusion, like wallowing by himself and just, you know, considering himself this massive failure, his ship in the water, which I'm pretty sure that was his ship, it must have been, and just kind of like all in Rey's face being like, no, basically, to like anything. I have no problems with the way that Luke was on that island. He was an intriguing character in this movie. I just really wish that we had more to explain the difference in Luke between what he did in Return of the Jedi and in this movie. So really, like, the only times we've seen Luke is, yeah, from Return of the Jedi going into this movie, and that's like, what, a 30-year gap, 31-year gap. So to me, I'm still confused about why, and like, if you guys can explain it, like, feel free to tell me in the comments. I would love to know. But for me, it just feels like there should have been more of a reason to prompt Luke to do this, go to an island by himself to live out the rest of his days, be in seclusion, live simply, live the nomad life. To me, he just felt like someone completely different, and obviously, like, we're not going to be the exact same person we are, especially over 30 years. Like, everyone changes. Hell, I am not the same person I was even 8 years ago, but I can explain why I'm not the same person that I was. And for Luke, we just don't have that. I just don't feel like what happened between him and Ben is enough, you know? My final criticism and flaw about this movie is the Space Leia scene. I did not care for it, really, at all. I'm thinking back to it, and it just felt like, I know this is a fantasy movie, I know this is a space opera sci-fi fantasy movie, but it just felt unbelievable and like cheesy in a way. If she had died in the blast with the other people that were in the room with her, I would have been fine with that. I think for me, that would have been preferable over what we saw. It would have been a great way of showing that even the most loved characters can go out the same way that a bunch of minor characters do. Instead, we don't have any emotional impact from that, and like, yeah, she goes on to heal and come back to life and be in command again, and then yes, we do get that interaction between her and Luke, which was amazing, and I did love that. I just feel very bleh about the whole Space Leia scene thing. So, all right, with all those criticisms and flaws out of the way, it is time to talk about what I did like about this movie. Even though I just went over a ton of criticisms and flaws, I won't lie, I do very much appreciate that someone took the Star Wars universe and franchise and challenged it in ways that we haven't seen before. I did appreciate that this movie was not just a regurgitated version of a movie we've seen before. Because I said this, that The Force Awakens to me felt very much like A New Hope. I think that everyone can agree that The Force Awakens is very much a copycat of A New Hope. It's the same story, it's the same stuff, there's the nostalgia factor. I do appreciate that this movie really took things in a whole new direction and introduced stuff that we haven't seen before, and so I did appreciate that. Even though not all of it landed for me personally, and I'm sure many of you guys, even though not all of it landed, I still appreciate that it happened, and I still appreciate that we just didn't get the same stuff that we've seen before. All right, I'm gonna start with probably the most obvious example of something new being introduced into the Star Wars universe, and that is the Force conversations between Kylo and Rey. I felt that some of them were a little bit unnecessarily long, but that being said, I still really enjoyed them. I appreciate this new direction with Force stuff. I really liked how they were shot, like cinematically and with the cameras, like the camera angles for them. I really enjoyed that. It resulted in relationship building and character development between those two, and probably the best part about them and just about their relationship in general is I have no idea where it's going, and I like that it's not predictable. Touching on the unpredictability, I had no idea that the Luke that we were seeing on Crate was not the real Luke. It explains why he was still standing after being fired at for what felt like 5 minutes, because to me it's like, okay, Jedis are great, but you're not that powerful to completely avoid all of those shots. And it also explains why Luke wasn't fighting back with his lightsaber to Kylo, which definitely hit me as like a, what are you doing? And why are you just avoiding it with your body? Naturally, it all made sense once that was revealed that Luke was still at the Jedi Temple on that island, and he was basically just using the Force to put a visual in front of the Resistance and in front of Kylo. And I think that was a really cool way for that to occur. Even if people argue that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I still think it was neat. With Luke's passing on, in the moment, I felt really upset by that because I was definitely hoping that Luke would continue to be in the next movie. At the same time, when I sit here and think back on it, I can't be too upset because it really reminds me a lot of the way that Yoda went. And speaking of Yoda, I really enjoyed his brief appearance. I liked the conversation that him and Luke had together, and I thought it was just really lovely being able to see him again. All right, the casino location. I forget the name of that place. Canto something, I think. I don't remember. But the casino scenes, yeah, sure, not needed for the story, probably a waste of running time when you factor in that whole, like, I talked about my criticisms with that part of the plot, but that location I absolutely love. I think it was really great for just general Star Wars universe showing off. I really appreciated how the casino looked on the inside. I appreciated the buildings and how the streets looked, and I really liked how it showed off the rich and famous and elite of this universe. Everyone was dressed up super fancy, gambling away, and just in general being very oblivious to the destruction and war that is going on away from them. It was very much a showing off of like, oh, look at all these rich and elite having the luxury to ignore what is going on in the world until it happens to them. So I just really like the kind of nod that that whole scene had for what's going on in our world today. All right, let's talk about Snoke. So remember how in my last reaction video, I was like, I feel like he was written for Harry Potter. I'm not a huge fan of him. I take that all back for this movie. That completely changed, and I'm so happy for that because Hux didn't please me at all. So I'm glad that Snoke at least got to. I mentioned that I was really eager to like see him in the flesh and no longer as a hologram that was like 4 stories tall, and I'm very glad we had that in this movie. It was really nice being able to see him just a regular person sitting in a chair in a room and just being able to hear his voice not through the hologram. He is a much more convincing villain in this movie than he was in the first one, and I definitely felt like he was a lot more emperor-y in this movie. His red room, in my opinion, is the best room that we've had in this entire universe so far out of all the movies. I absolutely love his red room so much. I love the chair that he was sitting in. I love his like red guys that he has on the wall. I just love everything about that room. I love the way it was designed, and I loved every scene that we had in that room. So yeah, in this movie, like that red room combined with him in the chair and the way he delivered his lines and the way that he was, especially when he was just flinging Rey around the room with his Force ability, abilities. In this movie, he finally felt like a menacing villain. He felt to me similarly to how the Emperor was in the original trilogy in the latter half of episode 3, and I really like that. I will admit that the way he went out was underwhelming for me. I feel like he should have had the ability to sense what Kylo was doing with the lightsaber that was sitting beside him. That being said, I did find it funny the way that his body parts just kind of flopped after he was cut in half. And I very much enjoyed the fight that happened after he died, where the red guys against the wall were basically like so loyal to Snoke that they just immediately went for Kylo and Rey. I also enjoyed that we got some absolute carnage and destruction to that room, and it went from being like the coolest room ever to just being glass and trash. All right, time to talk about Rey. I still really love Rey as our main protagonist. I adore her. I will admit that I'm still kind of confused about who her parents are because I still feel like it wasn't really revealed. We did have Kylo telling her that her parents are nothing and that she knows it, and Rey didn't exactly object to that. So I'm still left wondering. I'm still left sitting here being like, is she really from nothing? Were her parents truly nothing and she's just who she is for whatever reason? Or is it going to be something revealed in the next movie? I still don't know. That said, I think that Daisy Ridley has done an amazing job playing Rey, and I think she kills every scene that she's in. I feel like she's written to be basically perfect and untouchable. She really doesn't get hurt at all. I think she's had like a scratch or two in both of these movies combined. She definitely appears to be talented at everything she does, new stuff, old stuff. She's really great with a staff. She's really great with a lightsaber. She's great at flying. And I know that people are going to pick that apart and they're going to dislike that. I personally don't. Because to that I say, have you truly never met anyone in real life that seems to have the ability to do nearly everything? Because I certainly have. In my 30 years here on this planet, I have definitely come across people that I have literally looked at them and been like, is there anything you can't do? People like this do exist. They're not special. They just happen to be really, really good at anything that they can put their mind to. And that's how I think of Rey. Rey has determination in her character, and, you know, she was willing to stay on Jakku and wait for something that she didn't know was coming. And she was determined at staying alive, and she just feels to be determined in everything that she's doing. And I really like that about her. All right, gonna touch on Luke quickly. I think Mark Hamill did such a great job playing this movie's version of Luke, who is very different from the Luke that he played in the past in the original trilogy. Mark is a king, and I love him. The one thing that stands out to me about Luke in this movie is the shared memories, actually, that him and Kylo have. In Ben's memory, when he was talking to Rey about what had happened, Luke was scary looking. Like, Mark looked really scary in that scene, and it was really crazy to see Luke portrayed in that way. But then in Luke's memory, Luke looked fine, and it was Kylo that looked very scared and very nervous and very unsure. So I really enjoyed all of that. And then, of course, I really enjoyed Luke, the visual of Luke that happened on Crate, that whole Luke and Kylo showdown and like everything that happened there. I really enjoyed Mark's acting for that. All I'm gonna say about BB-8 is that he is still my favorite character, and I would still die for him, and I still love him to absolute death. I am such a fan of BB-8. We didn't nearly have as much screen time with BB-8 in this movie that we did in the last one, and I'm kind of bummed by that, but I just love BB-8. Any scene with him I will eat up. And then to continue on with the other droids, of course, 3PO and R2 scenes, no matter how short they might be, are always such a delight, and some of the lines that 3PO said were very much 3PO in this movie. I'm glad that his character was not changed at all. The scene with Holdo light speeding the ship right into the First Order destroyer was visually really, really cool. I was very captivated by that, and actually, in terms of Holdo's character, it was a pretty good way to go. That was a really well done scene, and I enjoy that a lot. I almost wish that had been the plan, kind of, instead of the whole side story thing that we had with like trying to get the Master Codebreaker to help them disable the whatever it was. Despite my criticisms earlier about the final battle with respect to the scale of the First Order and the Resistance and just the inconsistencies that I felt, this battle did feel small. And also, let's just ignore the criticisms of the whole canon thing with like Finn and Rose and how that all happened. I will say that this battle was really, really cool, and I still really enjoyed it. I really liked that the salt on this planet was bright red, because visually that just added so much. My eyes were captivated the whole time. I loved what I was looking at. And once again, the music during it was really great. I already talked about it. The music was fantastic for that scene. I think that song was my favorite in the whole movie. Do I have anything else to say? I don't think I do. This is, again, I think this is going to be the longest thoughts and review section I've ever had, but I had a lot to talk about. I had a lot to talk about, and I feel like I didn't go into too much detail while the movie was playing this time around, because every time I thought of something, I knew that I would end up sitting here explaining it a lot, and I didn't want to talk over dialogue. I didn't want to talk over important scenes. You guys know me. I like to react a lot with facial expressions and like smaller quips and quirks throughout the movie itself, and then just dump everything I think about it here at the end. So if you are still watching and you've sat through all of my criticisms and flaws, and you've sat through all of my things that I liked about the movie, thank you for watching. If you are not yet subbed to the channel, please click here. And if you want to continue watching, please click over here. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. More Clone Wars episodes are coming, and if you want to join us for Clone Wars stuff, get yourself over on Patreon. My special tier is half full. There are 50-ish spots remaining at the time of recording this. So thank you guys once again. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.